Yeah, yeah. If you are happy and in mood, say yeah. Yeah. If you are happy and in mood, clap your hands. If you are happy and in mood, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know it, stand up, stand up. If you are happy and you know, stamp your feet. If you are happy and you know, stamp your feet. All right. Thank you very much. Please, you are welcome to our math lesson. Today is 10th December 2025. Talking to a class of Senior 3 and Senior 4. We are going to have a revision on solving simultaneous linear equations by graphical method. The teacher of today is teacher Katende Kubo Monsa. Now, if we can remember, previously we've been talking about how we could solve simultaneous equations by other methods. Some of the methods we talked about the other time was elimination method of how we can drop one of the variables and then continue with the other. Then after that, we substitute to get what we want. Then another method was substitution method. Substitution method, I hope this is a very common to you, because if you've been watching the football or games, they can substitute someone, then after that, they get the score. Therefore, these are the two methods we covered the other time. That was elimination and substitution. So as per today, we are going to talk about how we solve simultaneous equations by graphical method. When we talk about graphical method, there are some of the key notes we have to consider. There is graph, a graph. When we talk about a graph, what comes to your minds when you talk about a graph? A graph, that means that must bear two axes, where we have the x-axis, and then the y-axis. So if we talk about the axes, those are the x and then the y. Now the x and the y, to have the math which is very fair, it means that we must know the scale onto those axes. And the scale onto those axes, as per this, it has to be even, it has to be equal, in a way that we can easily know that this is x at this value and this is y at that value. Therefore, the example we are going to have a look at today is, you can be told that solve for x and y graphically. Solve for x and y graphically, where you have the equation as x plus y equals to 4, and then 2x plus 4y equals to 8. When we have this, what we have to do, we know that what has been given first, we call it linear equation, we call it equation 1, this is equation 1, and what has been given next, we call it equation 2. So here we have two equations. We have equation 1 and equation 2. Equation 1 is x plus y equals 4, and then equation 2 is 2x plus 4y equals to 8. Then we have to get a flashback of senior 2 when we talked about equations of lines. When we talked about equations of line, this means that we have to draw these two lines onto the same axis, and then note where those two will meet. So where those two lines meet is going to be, they are going to be the answers of x and y. Therefore, what we do, we treat these ones separately. So we are going to say, considering equation 1. Considering equation 1. Why do we have to consider equation 1 first? Because there are two equations and have so to consider them separately. Considering equation 1 is saying that x plus y equals 4. Therefore, what we have to do is, 1, we have to look for the cuts method. When you talk about cuts method, you're looking for values at which those lines cross the x-axis and the y-axis. Now, what we have to do first of all is to say when x equals 0. When x equals 0, this means that we're substituting 0 here and we're going to say 0 plus y equals 4. Therefore, y equals 4. Therefore, the first axis, the first cut is going to be 0, 4. Having got the first cut, then we have to also look for the second cut. The second cut is going to be when y equals 0. Remember that we are within the first equation, which is this one. So we are going to say x plus 0 equals to 4. Why are we using the 0? Because we say that y equals to 0. This means that our x is going to be 4. Now the second cut is going to be 4, 0. Now the first cut we got is 0, 4. The second cut we are getting is 4, 0. Therefore, that means that for the first line we are covered. Now let us go to the second line. The second line we are going to consider equation 2. This is considering equation 2. When we consider equation 2, the very way we've been considering, the very way we've been handling equation 1 is the very way we handle equation 2. So we are going to say equation 2 is saying 2x plus 4y equals to 8. Therefore, we say when we choose, is either you can choose with, you can begin with y or you can begin with x, so long as you are following the correct procedure. So we are going to say when x equals 0, this means that you are going to say 2 times 0 plus 4y equals to 8. Any number multiplied by 0 is automatically 0. Therefore, 0 plus 4y equals to 8. That's typically telling us that 4y equals to 8. Therefore, y equals to 2. Then the first cut on the second line is going to be when x is 0, y is 2. Now, let us go again and ask ourselves, what will be the value of x when y is 0? So we have to say when y equals 0. Don't forget we are onto this one. So we are having 2x plus 4 times 0 equals to 8. Whenever you see that there is a number before the bracket, it means that this number is not being multiplied by what is inside the bracket. 4 times 0, we get 0. Therefore, here we have 2x plus 0 equals to 8. That is automatically self-explanatory that any number, when we add it to 0, you get that very number. So we have 2x equals to 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. When we divide, we are having that x equals to 4. Therefore, the second cut now is 4, 0. Then having got that, what are we going to do next? What we are going to do next, there are only 2 things we are going to do. 1, steps we have to consider. 1, you plot the 2 lines on the same graph. Then that is 1. Then 2, note the meeting point. Since we are on a graph, it means that the meeting point must have x and y. And when we get the x and y, automatically x will be the value of automatically x will be got from the graph, and also y will be got from the graph. Now what we are going to do, we are going to plot that one and see what we are going to have. We are plotting. And when we plot, here we are. When we plot, we have our axis. Our axis here. Then I hope we have this. This is the x axis. Then after that, this is the y axis. But remember, that for a good mathematician, you have to label the axis. Therefore, this is y, and then this is x. But at the back of our minds, we have said that the scale has to be even. Therefore, we can call this one 1, call this one 2, call this one 3. This is a 3. Then call this one 4, call this one 5. That is along the x-axis. What we mean by that is a 0. This is -1, this is -2. Then this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Now we have the two lines. The two lines we had equation 1 and equation 2. At the back of the minds, we saw that for the cards on the y-axis, we had the 4, 0, 4, 0, 4, 0 is here, 4, 0 is there, and then we had 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2 is here, 0, 2 is there. Then what do we have to do? We have to join this point and this one. Therefore, as we're doing, this is the way we have to join. And when we are doing, we have to be very more careful because we are solving graphically. We are having this. Then this is line 1. Line 1. Then we go to line 2. Line 2, we have line 2. Line 2 we have. Oh, remember this here we had 0, 4 and 4, 0. Excuse me, we had 0, 4 and 4, 0. 0, 4 and 4, 0. Excuse me, we had 0, 4, 0, 4 is here for line 1, and then we had the 4, 0, this one. This is for line 1. I had mixed up line 1 and line 2. I hope when we are in mathematics, never fear to make that correction. Because by the way you make corrections, it means that you are on the correct track. Now this is line 1. Line 1. Then line 2 we have 0, 2. 0, 2 is here because this is our 2. And then we have 4, 0. We have 4, 0. We have 0, 2 and 4, 0. 0, 2 and 4, 0. 0, 2 and 4, 0. Here we are 0, 2 and 4, 0. We are having 0, 2 and 4, 0. We have this. Where are they meeting? They are meeting at 4, 0. They are meeting at 4, 0. Now, if they are meeting at 4, 0, what does that mean? That one also tells us 4, 0. That means that 4, 0. Therefore, x is 4 and y is 0. When this is 4 plus 0, we get 4. And this is 2 times 4 plus 0, we get that. Therefore, our values of x and y values are 4, 0. Therefore, what we've done, we have solved this one graphically. This is what we've done. We've solved it graphically. Then we solved it graphically. Then we have to celebrate. And the way we celebrate, we say, we use lovely clapping. We say, Then that means that we have done it. Now, having done that, what I'm going to do is, one, to request you to try some numbers. And the numbers I need you to try are here. Don't get worried. When you fail means that first attempt in learning. When you fail the first round, don't give up. Just know that that's the first attempt in numbers, in learning. Therefore, the exercise, I need you to try the exercise. I need you to try. Number 1 is x plus y equals to 6. And number 2 is 2x plus 4y equals to 20. 4x plus 2x plus 4y equals to 20. That's number 1. Then in number 2, we have x plus y equals to -1. And then 4x plus 6y equals to -8. Please remember, you know that you have to try all the numbers. When you try the numbers, don't be scared when you fail on the first attempt. I love you so much. I encourage you to be learning mathematics, and just know that mathematics is for life. Wish you the best. See you then. I will Katende Kuwamusa. The same to you. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.